Hi everyone, Dr. Victoria Skirbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. Today is the 24th of July. It's Friday here. Um, I don't know if any of you saw my video this morning. I was talking about having a visitation from a buck, and then shortly thereafter, I had a visitation from a buck. I kind of wished it. And he came back and he showed himself. There were actually two bucks yesterday. One was a little bit older and bigger than the other one. The one that came back today was the smaller one. So who knows? Maybe we'll get to see the bigger one tomorrow morning or another morning. And I did have people complain that they couldn't hear me. I had my finger over the microphone. I was just thrilled to pieces to be able to show you guys the buck. So um, I got the video. That's it. Perhaps the next time I'll remember to take my finger off. But I was like shocked again. And what's interesting is when I saw the buck the first time, um, when my husband pointed it out to me, I was awed to silence. And I think it was apropos that you guys got to see the the buck in silence without my speaking about it. Um, but what I did say to him, in case you were wondering, is thank you for coming and showing yourself so everybody could see you. So that's what I said. All right. So let's look at, I have a moment here. Let's look at let's do some readings. We, of course, just had a new moon. As many of you know, it was at 29 degrees of Cancer, um, opposite Saturn at 29 degrees of Capricorn. And I would like to look to see how this new moon is going to affect Donald Trump. We're going to look at him through excuse me, new moon period from when was the new moon? Was it the 22nd? No, 21st. I think it was the 21st. Yeah, I think so. Uh, so the 21st to about the 21st of August. So let's see what's up for Trump. All right. His immediate environment, the Seven of Swords. In this deck, it's called the ambivalence, but most of us know the Seven of Swords as uh, kind of trying to sneak away with all the stuff. Sort of a thief in the night, a thief in the night. And I think that's what he's doing. He is at this moment seeing what he can take, what he can grab a hold of. Um, okay, let's see what's crossing that. What's crossing his ability to steal? We have the Three of Wands. This is called cohesion. Um, I feel as is um, what is crossing him, what's crossing him from his ability to continue to just take, and rob us blind, quite frankly, is that people are coming together um, from different sort of places. We have of course, the Republican. So we have the Democrats. We have so we have sort of two. We have the corporatist Democrats. We have the progressive Democrats, sort of coming together with um, with each other. With what did they call it? Ernie and Bert. Somebody called it, or uh, they look like the two old guys from the Muppet Show, Bernie and Joe together, like the grandfathers, like next to each other. And now the third leg of that is the Republicans, the Lincoln Project Republicans, who are trying to get Trump out. Like, let's just get rid of this guy. Um, so there's three different sort of factions coming together, and that's sort of what's stopping him. So let's see what's at the root of this. Yeah, of course, money. It's money, and I think it's true for all those three, for different reasons, right? For the corporatist Democrats, They want to have the power back. For the progressive Democrats, they want some of those funds and that money and that abundance to go to all people. And the Republicans, who were very astute at money, realized that this guy is going to bankrupt everybody. It was really his COVID-19 response and how it has affected the economy. I think that's brought the Republicans in. So at the root of it is concerns about resources, and to a certain extent, except maybe for the progressives, holding on to those resources. Right? The progressives want to distribute, but still, if you don't have the resources to distribute, how can you distribute? Let's see what's in the past. Okay, the Knight of Wands. This is a guy on an adventure. He's he's this was the promise. This was the story. This was the shtick that Trump gave everybody. We're going to be making America great again. We're free. This is freedom. This is all that stuff that he jabbered about, which he didn't really care about. He just cares about himself, but we care about it, and so he's able to manipulate people by by wounding, bringing out all our wounds. Some of us are cowering because of the wounds. Some of us are feeling angry because of the wounds, but he utilizes all that energy to his own ends. But that was in the past. Let's see what's in the sky. Okay, we have the King of Pentacles. This is interesting. The King of Pentacles. I'm going to, sometimes this is Trump. I don't feel this is Trump. I feel like this is somebody else who's very high up, who's very powerful, has a lot of money, um, but is not necessarily. It's interesting because this king, he has there's all volcanoes around him. Can you see that? And he's using the pentacle sort of cap the volcano, but there are more volcanoes. So I feel like there are some powerful, maybe one, two, three, maybe more people with all the money, who are seeing that this is that the volcanoes are going off. Stromboli went off, right? The the um the um the island of Stromboli. The the other volcano, I think it's Vesuvius and Stromboli are twin volcanoes. Vesuvius took down Pompeii, right? But Stromboli went off. Etna's been going off. There's a lot of earthquakes happening, and but the earth is shaking. Not earthquakes, volcanoes, and earthquakes. It's like this. They're trying to cap. They're trying to cap the destruction. They're trying to cap the destruction by putting money in a place that's going to prevent at least the Trump volcano from causing more damage. All right. So the immediate future, we have the Nine of Pentacles. Um, this is sort of an energy of independence, be able to depend on your own resources and your own resourcefulness. It's called acquisition. There is a certain amount of stability here, but you can see behind him is this is it's a truncated pyramid, and a truncated pyramid is known as a frustra. You never get to the point, frustration, right? Um, so there's a stabilization, I think, coming up. I don't think it's his stabilization. Let's see. Let's continue. how it's seen from the outside. This is called the archpriestess. It's the high priestess. In this case, it's called dissolution. This is secrets coming out, seeing things perhaps for what it really is, instead of what it seems to be. And the domestic situation, we have discrimination. I think this is the discrimination of the American people. They're finally seeing through the fog. They're finally seeing through the deception and the delusion that the smoke and mirrors that he loves to. Hopes and fears, the universe, the end of something. So we're hoping for the end. Let's see if we have the end. We have the Queen of Wands here. The Queen of Wands. Um, this is a fire sign woman. I feel like this is Pelosi, and she did say something interesting the other day about her being second in line. Um, it almost sounded like she was going to, like Trump was out and Pence was in, and she was second in line, and she was going to take over. Or maybe Pence is out and then Trump is still in, and then I don't know. There was something about that. She said something that was a little bit more aggressive than she normally says things. Like it was a threat. Um, and she doesn't strike me as somebody who would make a threat without having something to back it up. So let's continue. Let's see if we can get a little bit more elucidation. We have the Seven of Pentacles. I think that has to do with distribution of resources and wealth through this period of time, this challenging period of time. That's what that feels like to me. And we have the Strength card. We have the Strength. That's a Leo card. This is also the women's movement, the Me Too, the rising feminine. In Portland, Oregon, the mothers came out and stood between the protesters and the police, and they got tear gassed. I believe they came back, and then the dads came. So it was the moms, the dads, the protesters, the police. The other day, a congressman from Florida, a guy called AOC an effing bitch to her face, and she called him out on the floor. And her speech was amazing and so on point, and so she called him out big time, and not just him, but she spoke to power, truth to power, truth to misogyny, truth to the patriarchy, truth to the sense that they feel like they have impunity. When Donald Trump was elected, sorry, a great blue heron just flew over my yard. It was very low and very beautiful. A great blue heron is symbolic of self-reliance. Self-reliance. When Donald Trump became president, we had the Women's March. How many, like, just like the women came out, and then it receded, and then there was all the stuff that he just kept doing stuff, and then the kids at the border and the women at the border, crying to the people in the buses, separating mothers from their children, um, saying that he could grab a woman's private parts and they want it because he's famous. Um, all the things that he did and that he's unapologetic for, the way he viciously goes after women. Why did he go to Portland? Well, they have a woman governor. They're a Democratic city, but they have a woman governor. And he Why did those guys go to Michigan with their guns? Because there's a woman governor. When there's a woman in charge, he's especially vicious. And this is the comeuppance for Donald Trump, the strength of the feminine. And not just the females, but the strength of the compassionate, feeling, emotional side of every one of us. The fool underneath it all. Dare I say that in this lunation cycle, he will be exposed for the fool that he is, and he will come up against a power and a strength. Let's see if this is going to stop him. Let's see what this fool card means. I'm going to use, that was the Tarot of the Mystic Sea, or the Mystic Sea Tarot, one or the other. Yeah. And this is the Tarot of the Spirit, which I'm making a big mess with here. Oh, sorry. Let's pay attention. Let's pay attention. Let's see what this fool means. Does the fool mean that he's just going to be seen as a fool? Does it mean a whole new reality for Donald Trump? What does that fool mean? What does the fool mean for Donald Trump? Underneath it all. Underneath it all. The fool. Okay. This is the Three of Swords. It's called recognition. This is heartbreak. This is the breaking of a stalemate. This is freedom. This is being in a relationship and a third energy coming in and breaking that relationship up. And that relationship, I think, is the relationship we have with him. There is another energy coming in that's going to disrupt that and bring freedom. This is the Seven of Swords again. That was the first card. Many tongues, it's called in this deck. Um, Lies, distraction. But we see that the Sword of Truth sits in the middle, right in the center here. So that was two. So the Three of Swords and the Seven of Swords. And there's strength again. I would say that he's going to be seen for the fool that he is. I'm not sure he's going anywhere yet. But yeah. Will he be leaving by the time this next lunation cycle? So we're looking at what? Did I say August 22nd? Let's just see if he'll be gone. See if he'll be gone. My feeling is that he won't be gone, but he'll be greatly diminished. Seven of Swords again. I think all these Seven of Swords is these things being exposed. The world coming to an end. And the Death card. Death doesn't always mean physical death, but it means transformation. So will he be done by this lunation cycle? It's very possible. But he will be changed. I think the end is near, guys. All right. I hope you enjoyed that. Like and subscribe, and I will see you again soon. I might do a reading on AOC because I love her. All right, guys, bye. Take care.